has your table number on there for you. Okay, thank you. Yeah. There you go. And it has your table number on there.
And it's just
yeah, you can put it right in there. And then if you'd like a shot, you can have one. Otherwise, you can just scoot right around.
Brian's mom and dad, Bill and Sandra. Nice to meet you. Already Sandra, thank you. Thanks.
Is this your photographer guy? No? Not your house guy?
Thank you. This is Bill, my husband, and Sandra, Maddie's mom.
Thank you, man. Long time, man.
and Nadine and Oldemir Lapsi, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a big round of applause. Here we go. Looking good out there. Let's give them one more round of applause, guys. Here we go. All right, coming up next, we have our man of honor and our best man. We want a big round of applause for Anthony and Abdu, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a big round of applause. Here we go. We got the eye of the tiger. Make some noise, guys. Make some noise. That's right.
Arkadaşlar, hoş geldiniz. Hazır mıyız?
Let's see everybody.
Biter şehrin güller biter. Efendim şahit damla gözler öter aman aman. Serap aman aman ben yandım aman. Tempo!
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's give our party group a big round of applause out there, guys. Wow.
There comes a time in everyone's life when they meet their best friend. They spend the most time with, the person they spend the most time with, venture off to places, even if they don't want to go. Someone who lets you take control of the remote control when watching TV. Luckily for Maddie, that moment came for her 29 years ago when I was born. Hello and good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anthony, and I'm Maddie's younger brother. And I'm so very happy to preside over the next few minutes that my sister didn't plan. Of course, I'm only joking. She went over the speech with me half an hour ago at the bar. Growing up, my sister and I did everything together. Daycare, sports, and going out on Friday nights, with even hanging out with our cousins. You name it, we did it. Even still to this day, we hang out twice a week and don't go a day without messaging or talking to each other. To be asked to be Maddie's man of honor is a true honor for me, but it's also honorable for her because she's finally admitting to each and every one of you in this room that I'm her favorite. To Turk, I always felt like you were part of the family since the first day we met. It's nice to see that Maddie has a companion who shares the same humor, motivation for success, and the overall dream. Because in the end, that's what marriage is all about. Companionship. The first time my sister brought Turk home to introduce my family and me to him, she whipped in the driveway with her white Honda Civic, followed so closely and swiftly by Turk with none other than his black Honda Civic. And that was the moment I truly knew that Maddie and Turk were meant for each other. They pulled in with the same car. My most memorable moment for Maddie and Turk was one that I actually wasn't part of. My parents were invited to a charity golf tournament for their business, and they couldn't go because they already had prior work commitments. So they asked Maddie and Turk to go for them. Despite coming in nearly last place in the tournament, Maddie and Turk somehow managed to walk out with a 60-inch flat-screen TV. And the thing is, what I enjoy most about that story is that they displayed the true element of love without even realizing it. While everyone else was so busy worrying about winning this golf tournament, coming in first place, Maddie and Turk were doing what they do best. They went out there, they had fun together, and they just were themselves. And Maddie always says to me, "Who cares what other people think? Are you happy?" Or she says, "Are you enjoying yourself in the moment?" Well then, who cares what anyone else around you is thinking? And she's right. And this advice has stuck with me. So as long as you have the right partner, you're having fun, nothing else really matters. As Maddie and I both moved out of our parents' house, we became closer and our friendship has become tighter. Of course, we still fight here and there, but we fight for different reasons. We fight hard because we love harder. Maddie, through the thick and thin, the good and the bad, I've always looked up to you and I've always admired you. We've always been there for each other and always had each other's backs. And like mom and dad always asked us, we always will for as long as we live. And Turk, I'm so very happy to officially call you my brother, and I'm proud and honored to stand here up here today to celebrate you both. Everyone, please join me in raising our glass to cheers to Maddie and Turk. Cheers.
Turk, the businessman, the entrepreneur. As a matter of fact, I had to submit a resume to do this. I'm sure there were other qualified candidates, but I showed that I can do it, so I'm here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Abdu. I met Turk in my first year of university, and if there was one way to describe Turk from my point of view, it's 2 words: hustle and ambition. Right, Turk? There's just one caveat: for better or for worse. So without further ado, let's get into some of the worst. I remember like it was yesterday. First year of university, I'm a wide-eyed kid who probably knew 1 or 2 people, including my friend over here, Hashim. Sorry to put you on the spot. Out of thousands. I found myself in the library bumping into Hashim, who introduced me to Turk. He said, here's my friend Turk. And I'm sitting there thinking in my mind, just for a brief moment, Turk, I wonder what his nationality is. Spanish? Some kind of Russian? I thought about it for a bit. Fast forward a few days, I'm heading into my first year calculus class, where we're about to write our first introductory little quiz. It's the first test that we ever wrote in university. And I'm nervous. I'm thinking, what could go right? What could go wrong? But before we enter the room, it's a big crowd of us. There's a lot of people, I don't know any of them. But I look up and I see someone looking back over their shoulder with the biggest grin on their face. And I'm wondering, who the hell is that guy? And why is he staring at me? He didn't say anything. I think he was waiting for me to talk, so I said, hello. He's like, hey Abdu. Then from his voice, I knew this is Turk, the Spanish/Russian Turk. We later learned that that calculus class was very important. We needed it to get into our second year commerce program. That's kind of how they weed out all the people in first year. Only some people can make it into commerce. It was a tough class, but I had found my study buddy right on day one. I can remember the day of the final exam for that class. It was a lot of pressure. It was make or break for both of us. Late nights in the library, studying old exams. I went to Turk asking, what's going to happen if we don't make it? What if we don't pass? And he gave me the heart of the lion speech. Put your head down, work hard every day. You can achieve anything in life. Anything. I walked into that exam feeling invincible. So summer school came along, and we both took calculus over again. Good times. It was easier the second time. It's like they wanted us to pass. They're like, all right, guys, you're doing it the second time, just go. And we did great. And then there was one day in class where Turk turned to me and said, hey, up until this point, me and Turk had like a business type of friendship. You know, we study together, we work hard, but we never talk about girls or anything like that. One day he looks over at me and he goes, hey, I met someone the other day. I didn't think anything of it. I said, all right, that's cool. I meet a lot of people on a lot of different days. But who'd have thought I would be standing here today talking to the both of you? You guys look magnificent, by the way. I just want to throw that in there. But it was at that point that I noticed a real change in him. All of a sudden, his goals became so much more serious. There were no more games, no more naps in the car between classes, no more skipping classes. It was almost like he was trying to impress somebody that wasn't me. That's when the big ideas started to roll out, like running for accounting director. So at our school, there was a student society. It was the largest one on campus. And the accounting director position was probably the most famous one because it was the only position where you had to do an election in order to get on the board. And it was a two-party type situation, so guess who ran? But it was all Turk's idea because he is Mr. Hustle and ambition himself. And I knew that I had the secret weapon on my team because no one's going to work harder than Turk. And I have proof, actually, because he changed the whole election game. And I have a little souvenir that I'd like to show you guys, actually. That's me on the right, and that's Turk on the left. A little words of encouragement on the back. Abdu Turk in big letters. But it was all Turk's idea. If it wasn't for Turk, I wouldn't have ran. I wouldn't have done all of this. I probably wouldn't be the man I am today, but we'll get into that a little later. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We did it all. We created flyers, we walked up to people, had conversations personally, shook hands. So many people I honestly couldn't even remember. Some of them are in that corner over there. I see you, Wasim. He was a really big help. We broke a couple rules. Don't tell anyone. It's many years in the past. No one cares anymore. There was actually a really big population of people in our program who didn't speak English. So though they may have been very smart, they probably didn't even know that an election was happening because we were doing everything in English. And there was a lot of them. And we had to get their votes nonetheless. So what did we do? We walked around with a translator, right, Turk? And explained to them what was going on. And hopefully they voted for us. I won't tell them what actually happened, don't worry. But we were successful, at least 50% of the way. My friend Turk won, but I came in a close third. But the experience created a bond between us that was unbreakable. Fast forward to fourth year, he came to the rescue one last time for me. And it was a really important class that we had to take. I won't get into the details. It was an accounting class, boring. And it was a class where the whole exam was this one really long question that we had to do. And in order to pass your fourth year, you needed to pass that class, and you needed to pass that really one big question. And Turk and I were staying up late doing multiple versions of it. And it was hard. It was really hard. And I didn't think I was going to pass that exam, honestly, because I was clueless. I was memorizing the answer to questions, hoping that one of them would show up. And Turk would always come bug me and say, "Oh, let's go to the prof and get one more case with the solution." And Turk was persistent. He never let up. And finally I said, "You know what, Turk, I'm not doing that. If you want to go do it, you do it, and then you'll meet me in the library." So he's like, "All right, I'm going to show this guy." He goes, he gets one last case. These are 1 hour long cases. He gets one last case from the prof. He comes back the night before the exam. He's like, "Abdu, read this case, memorize it, and best of luck tomorrow." So we show up to the exam the next day. I open the exam booklet, and what do I see? The exact case, word for word, that Turk handed me the night before. I was speechless. I'm looking, the more I read, I'm like, I know every single thing. I'm going to get 100% on this exam. I'm sitting there, and I look up, and what do I see? That same grin from first year, that first calculus class. He's not looking at his exam. He's staring over at me like this with the biggest smile on his face, and he's like, "I told you so." And he saved our lives, and he saved our fourth year, and I'm so grateful to even have someone who's as dedicated and as hardworking as you are in my life, because honestly, I wouldn't be the professional that I am today, and I wouldn't have reached certain heights that I have reached without you. And so it's an honor for me to be here. It's an honor for me to have made it through the interview process to be able to speak today. But I just want to say that, Maddie, I've seen it. There's no one on this planet who's going to go further to make you happy and to do whatever it takes to make sure that you are happy and he is happy and you guys will have a wonderful life, because I have seen the hustle and ambition that he will do to achieve his goals. So I want to thank you both for sharing this moment with me, and I wish you all the best, and you will have a very happy and successful marriage. And that's it. Toast for the couple.
For those of you who don't know us, we are Maddie's mom and dad, Bill and Sandra. As parents, we wait for this moment for our children. Although it's overwhelming when you realize your little girl isn't so little anymore, it is so satisfying to know that she has married one of the greatest men I've ever met. If I had to choose someone for her to be with, I could not pick anyone else. Maddie's always been the type of person to find a good quality in everyone. From the time she was old enough to go to school, Maddie made friends with every single person in her class. It didn't matter if one child was not popular or if the other was too quiet, she would find the best in everyone during those years. It surprised me that she was so sensitive, yet made people feel that they had known her for years. Since she's always had that quality, I was not surprised when she chose a career in human rights. She thrived off the fact that she could help people. Watching this, I always wished and hoped that one day she would find a partner that was just as warm-hearted as her, but still a hard, great worker with great ethics and a sense of determination. Dad and I could not be happier with your choices. I must commend Oz and Medine for raising such a true gentleman. He truly is a gentleman. Turk, we met 13 years ago. You were young and ambitious. You were a commerce student, and I have witnessed the drive and determination and the successes that you've achieved. More importantly, we have seen the love that you hold for our girl. I know in my heart you two are the perfect match. We wish only the best for you and know that you will have a beautiful marriage. For this reason, I would like to make a toast to Maddie and Turk. May the future hold a lifetime of happiness together. And please remember to love as long as you live, and more importantly, to laugh as much as you breathe.
Merhaba değerli misafirlerim. Hoş geldiniz. Beni bu mutlu günümde yalnız bırakmadığınız için çok teşekkür ederim. Sevgili kızım ve oğlumu tebrik eder, ömür boyu mutluluklar dilerim. Herkese tekrardan çok teşekkür ediyorum. Sevgiler. Teşekkürler.
Hi, everyone. I'm just going to say a quick thank you. As all of you know, we weren't able to celebrate for 2 years. So we're just really excited that everyone came out tonight and just spent this time with us celebrating, and we hope you have an amazing rest of the night.
And I echo Maddie, but I know you guys are here to celebrate our wedding and our special day, but Maddie and I are here to celebrate your love, your sport, and for being here. So it's pretty much your own, like your celebration. So enjoy the night, have fun, party it up, and thank you.
These gentlemen came out a little bit earlier. They did a fantastic job with their drums. Their names, 5-Star Zafe. Let's make some noise for these guys, please. Make some noise for them, guys. Here we go. All right, guys. This is what we're gonna do.
salla gel Konsak yürü Çapraz yürü Usul her namazı bize Si c'è un goccio qualcuno che muore,